Hey, stop worrying about AI and start focusing on solving problems for the people who you are called to serve. That's it. AI is coming whether you like it or not. AI is here in many cases, right? But what you can't control is what AI is going to do. What you need to do is optimize what you're going to do in light of the technology advancing faster than it has in our lifetime. The marketplace moving faster, swifter than it ever has in recorded history, right? It's insane. I'm sure you've seen the arc, these graphs where all of human history has moved like this, just barely sloping increase from technology, advancement of science and things that move humans. And then all of a sudden in the last 100 years, it's doing this. And now in the last decade, it's doing this. Pretty soon, we're going to be just having nothing but a straight line up in trajectory, which is crazy and terrifying and exciting and exhilarating. And guess what? It always just brings more change, and more change brings opportunity. What I want to talk to you today about is two specific things. One is, how do you make yourself AI-proof in your business, specifically in your sales process? And then two, how do you make your quarter in a year? We're coming up on Q4, and we're talking to people a lot who are falling behind. We're not where we need to be according to our target for revenue, right? We are, 8 months, almost 9 months into the year. Are you 8 months towards your financial goals, towards your growth goals, towards the targets and the things that you set? If not, hang on, we're going to touch base on that. All right, so we're going to dive in here. Jim Padilla with Gain the Edge. For those who don't know me, welcome to our world. We specialize in building sales teams and the systems that make them great. We design companies to make revenue that replicate the founder magic and free you up with profit, freedom, and opportunity. Because nobody I know got in business specifically to chase leads and sales, not even you, right? And there is a way out. Okay, so make sure you hit a like and make a comment. Let me know where you're coming from, where you're watching in from, which platform, and what are you watching live or on the recording. So the first thing I want to know from you is, what do you understand that AI is going to replicate or repeat or remove in your sales process? What do you think AI is going to be able to do? I hear about different industries that AI won't replicate, like the plumbing industry. It won't eliminate the nursing industry, attorneys, etc. I got news for you. If you do this right, AI won't replicate or eliminate any industry. It will only transform it. It will move the needle one way or the other. And your job is to seek those trends as the expert that you are, the expert of the problem you solve, the expert of the industry that you are in. And you have to have the inside track to, what do you think are the likely things that will change, that will move, that can be replicated and ramped up. Right? Nursing industry. We have a daughter who's a nurse, and all of the stuff on the computer is going to be able to be optimized, and at some point a program will be able to run most of that stuff. But we're not going to have robots changing beds and bedpans and providing bedside comfort and being that amazing comfort in the room to be able to heal people. That's part of the healing process. Right? But what it will do is free up nurses from the technology side and allow them to be more bedside and be able to be more human. Plumbers. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to, I don't anticipate having any robots in my bathroom anytime soon with their pants hanging below their belt so we can see the crack, right? That's always going to be a human function. Snaking the plumbing, there's certain things that will always be human. Maybe marketing, maybe automation on reporting, maybe taking repairs. There's a lot of things that technology will take care of. Your industry is no different. And I'm in the sales game. We are entrepreneurs. We are business builders. We grow companies. I'm reminded as I'm looking at this amazing elephant in the room, which is big enough to walk itself through my front tooth. Just a quick story. I have to tell it every single day these days, but I cracked a water bottle right against my tooth and it was a crown that had been in place for over 20 years. And so it was already dead, but it bumped, and now no tooth there. So I'm in process. I have surgery next week, implant coming. So you will see, my temporary implant, all that stuff. So I'm on a long journey, and I figure, hey, I might as well just be me and share what I got. So you can call me Jim Bob, do whatever the heck you want, but I just want you, in case you're wondering, because I've had some people say, I didn't want to ask because I didn't know. Like, let me just tell you. Okay, so getting back to the parts of you that you can't replicate, okay? In the sales process, let's get specific around sales and growth. Number one, the smaller item you sell, the easier it will be to automate. There's many of that is automated now. Automate doesn't always mean AI. Right? I think people are using AI for too many things when just plain simple automation will solve a lot of it. There's a lot of things we've been doing with automation for years, and now all of a sudden we're burning credits and wasting a lot of money on AI to do the things that, well, simple automation was already doing. So don't overthink it and don't over AI everything. But here's what I want you to do, okay? Think about, I got a framework. We're creating frameworks all the time. I got a framework called DIM, D-I-M, okay? This is document the process, identify the juice, and then mark and rank for delegation or deletion. And that means take your sales process or processes, take your pre, during, post sales opportunities, your lead generation, your sales conversion, your onboarding and fulfillment, right? Take all your processes and break them down, and then just document them. And I mean document the heck out of them. If it's got 5 steps, I promise you, you have not documented it near enough. If you start approaching 20, 50, 100 steps, then you are breaking it down to the nuance. And the more simple you can break it down to identify all of the steps in the process from the time somebody finds you, somebody steps into your world, until the time where they leave your world, right? In our world, the sales conversation begins at hello. For you, this may be hello. This may be the first time we have ever met. So hello has officially started. Now, our job is to move the process so that every single time you have a touch point, you're moving closer in our direction. And what are all the ways and the things that will happen, whether you come to a training or webinar that we have tomorrow, our sales briefing on how to make your whole year in 1 quarter, right? Or jump on our YouTube channel where we've got nearly 600 videos of pretty high level badass content on how to convert sales, how to grow sales teams, how to build sales systems, how to convert people in sales processes, right? If you jump into our Substack channel, you'll have great things about assessments and conversion. We're highlighting and specifically talking about the human edge in sales, and we are bringing our sales assessment knowledge and breakdowns there. And the only place you'll get them is there. So you want to find out, you want to join it, go in there, right? Again, just more ways to get to know us and move closer in the sales conversation. So document the sales process to its nuances. And then identify in that process, where's your juice? Where's the magic? Where's your juju? Type in the chat, what is your juice? What is your juice, right? I'm masterful at getting inside your core story and reading the room and being able to tell the story of your sales, your prospect's journey and your sales journey better than you can most of the time. Right? It's a magic that I have. AI is never going to replicate that. And everything we do, our processes and strategies are built on principles. And most of them tracked all the way back to biblical principles. It's good enough for God, good enough for me, right? And good enough for you. So those things become juice. Those are the things that AI cannot ever replicate. It can enhance if we do this right. So we can enhance the opportunity for us to do the things we do best instead of what a lot of people are doing. We talk to people every single day. They want to know, can we get AI to make sales for them? They don't want to make the sales calls. If you're one of those people, say, be careful, because that's the magic you possess. And if you have AI doing it, then it's only going to work if it's tested and proven and it's built on a process that you know works like clockwork and typically at scale, because the marketplace is not ready for full-blown AI sales conversations yet. We're still learning, still warming up, still figuring it out how to trust it. Don't give that part away. You can have AI design almost everything else, a lot of that process on the back end to support you and your team doing more of the things that require you to deliver your juice and your juju, okay? Then, so you got document to process, identify the parts of the process that are your juice, and you don't AI those. You put as much of you into that as humanly possible because it stands out as unique and it is you, and that you must have. Then you mark and rank for delegation. Mark and rank for delegation. Once you've got your list of every step, take the parts that are your juice and protect them and enhance them and optimize them and humanize them as much as humanly possible. And then you start marking the rest. Does this get delegated? Or does this even belong here? Does this get delegated? Does this get eliminated? Okay, delegated means to a person or to an AI. But all of it's going to require process proof, relevant proof. You need to know that this is going to work for you. I'll drop the framework if you're interested on how do you identify what's actually working. So it's a 5-step process to know, what's the qualitative data that supports this works? What's the quantitative data that supports this works? What is the control? What's your assumption? You're making an assumption that this works. What's the assumption? What's the quantitative data? Meaning what's in your CRM, what's in your merchant account, what's in your bank account, where can you verify this stuff? Then the qualitative stuff. What's in your conversation threads? What's in your recorded conversations? What are the things that are variable, right? And that are all about qualitative, which we are masterful at. We've got our sales metric AI that I invite you to as well. Sales metric AI, which will read your sales calls and diagnose your entire sales system, both on the qualitative data, quantitative data, checking the numbers, but more importantly, on assessing the qualitative data. What's the quality of the environment being created for sales to happen, for sales calls to be converted at high levels? You want to start converting at 40, 50, 60%? You need to talk to us about what can sales metric do for you in that process, because it literally is trained on our frameworks. It's designed by humans for humans, deployed with AI. Here's our mission. We're turning AI against itself. We are going to use AI to optimize and to safeguard you against AI replacing you, because it's going to highlight and elevate the juice that's in your sales process and make sure that that is optimized and bulletproof for human consumption, while the rest can be automated. So jump on that movement. If that's the game you're in, then you need to be in our world, because that's the conversation we're having, and that is what we are doing, and we are kicking butt and taking names, and we're loving it. And so would love to be able to share that with you, okay? So that is the DIM process. Make sure that's how you become bulletproof in AI, okay? AI proof. Come and take a ride. All right, next thing I wanted to talk about real quick here is we are coming up on the fourth quarter, Q4. And we see this notoriously. Are you one of these people who, when the fourth quarter comes, you look over your shoulder and you say, man, I have just not accomplished enough. I'm not where I needed to be. I'm only 30% of the way towards my goal, and we are almost 75% away through the year. That math don't math. But here's the thing that's beautiful, that I absolutely love. So this is what I want you to think about. The beautiful thing about sales, there are so many things about sales that is amazing. The thing I love about the most is that it's not linear. You can make your entire week in one day, 1 hour. So maybe you've had a bad week. Guess what? Friday can make your entire week. Wednesday can make your entire week. Next week can make your entire month. This week, you finish this week strong, and all of a sudden, August wins. You can have Q4 outperform your entire year and achieve all of your goals that you had in place, because you need to shrink your focus, your target, dial in, have a plan, have a process, have a strategy, right? Getting crystal clear on where you're headed so that you can shrink that target and get laser focused and move distractions and move everything else off your plate so that you are laser focused in on the thing that must happen in the Q4. And then just stripping out all of the other possibilities. I was talking to him about streamlining. He was putting together a process, something for everyday activity, which is great. But he's got big needs and big goals for getting to the end of this year. And there's places he has to be by the end of this year. So we took a look at his offer stack, his product stack, his price points, everything, and we didn't eliminate anything. You sell whatever he wants. But we said, here's gonna be the market-facing piece. And then these are the primary pieces, your core solution. And then this is layer 2, so that everybody who gets introduced to the core solution will need the things on layer 2 in order to optimize the core solution. And then people who don't want that can just come straight to the minimum level, the minimum viable opportunity that gives them a result and gives him leverage, but allows him to focus on the premium activities and nothing else. And then everybody else is the downsell to the other. So simple strategy, easy to execute, laser focus. He'll make more money in the next 4 months closing out the year than he even was prepared to make the beginning of the year. Then we reassess and what's the new normal going forward beyond that, right? It's possible. The thing, but like things with AI and technology, automation, instead of being afraid of it, learn how to optimize it. Learn how the fact that you can literally do more, faster, and better with AI and automation than you ever have. There's so much available at our fingertips. And instead of running away and being afraid of it, just start figuring out how to improve what you do without killing the juice. I'm seeing way too many people that are automating their way out of their juice. Your juice is what makes you you. Your juice is what makes you unique and effective and powerful and awesome. If you want to win in Q4 and make Q4 outperform your entire year and then some, you must lean into your juice. Don't surrender everything to technology and automation. This is the time to seize the moment. This is the time to advance ground and dominate the marketplace. You want to be a class of one? You want to be category king, category queen? Then dive into the juice and lean into how do you extract as much humanity out of you as humanly possible to pour into your system, your process, your clients, so that stuff doesn't become replicatable. That stuff makes you AI proof. And that'll help you win your process and be able to help you make your year in a quarter. So I just gave you some opportunities, man. Jump in any way you can. Join us for our training and make your year in a quarter. It will help you tremendously, right? Jump into salesmetric.ai and let's start talking about assessing the juice that's in your sales calls. And boom, join our Substack. Watching tools being created, watching solutions happen, and let's start changing the game for you so that the juice stays in your sales process and is transferred from you to your clients to deliver the greatest outcomes possible for them and make sure that you win the year in this next quarter. Go make sales, change some lives.